So what's up, everybody? Welcome back. Welcome back to the NBA bit. It is. You can hear it in the voice, guys. There's a reason we had Wednesdays off. There's a reason we did the NBA bit Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. But here we are. It's playoff season. So I was gonna say just like Zion, although Zion didn't really play. I'm so confused about that. We'll talk about it. But we had two games last night. I managed to stay up until about 5 minutes left in the fourth quarter, and I didn't shut it off, but I did just pass out. I passed out. It happened. I didn't make I thought I made it all the way. Like when there was 7 minutes left in the game, I was like, hell yeah, we did it. We didn't think we could do it. We did it. Yeah, I know Boston base. I know. We had a busy night last night. We were out screaming into a microphone for 2.5 straight hours. So whoo, it hurts. It hurts. But today we get some exciting stuff, right? So we had two games last night. We got two games tonight. Speaking of the playback streets, tonight at 7 o'clock, we'll have Heat Sixers for our guy Stan Loves. We'll do Heat Sixers with the 89 Cavs. Justin and Steve are going to join us for a little bit. And then I think at 9, we'll keep the show going with some Chicago Bulls in the Atlanta Hawks and some of the Shot Tank boys, Mr. JBB, I think Mr. Jeb, Mr. TST. Everybody's going to be hanging. So it'll be a good time. It'll be a good time. That's both of those are tonight. And then tomorrow, I'm not sure what the playback schedule is, but we'll have a W show over on the Team Hold. We also lined up our second guest for next week, too. Every Thursday, they're not always going to be live streams. This week, it's going to be live. The following week will be a recorded show with our guy, Kevin Forch. And then we're going to be getting guests every single week. So that'll be good. Let's see. So Common Man in the chat says it is Nick Claxton's birthday. So shout out Nick Claxton. And Snoopaloop National Ellis Island Day. You know who was on Ellis Island last night? The Golden State Warriors. That's how you do this, okay? Keon Ellis. All right, come on. Come on. It doesn't matter how tired I am. It doesn't matter how much I used my voice last night. We still got it. We're still out here grinding, okay? Okay? Let's talk about last night. Which game do you guys want to do first? You want to do bye-bye Golden State, or do you want to do the 7-8 matchup for the Lakers and Pellies? Which one do you want to do? 7-8. So we'll do Lakers and Pellies. Okay. So Lakers end up holding on 110-106. And this was a really fun game. I had this on in the bar while I was hosting Trivs, and then was able to watch all of the fourth quarter, which was nice. I was able to catch all of that. And it felt like you know what the first thing I want to do before we get into Zion? LeBron finishes the game with 23 points, 9 boards, 9 dimes. All right. Only 1 for 5 from 3, 6 for 20 from the field. Not a great shooting night, but went 10 for 10 from the line. I don't want to go full Kevin O'Connor here. It is wild that LeBron's still doing this. And I know it's like a playing game. It's not really a playoff game. I know it's way more fun to make fun of LeBron than it is to give him credit for anything. It's nuts that he's still doing this. And I mean, he kind of just put his head down late in the second quarter, early in the third quarter. It was just like, hey, we're gonna win this game, because New Orleans came out in that first, and they seemed hungry. They seemed like they were like, we're not getting smoked again. You're not going to beat us twice in our home arena. And LeBron was just like, no, yeah, we are. That is what's going to happen. So LeBron ended up with a great game. AD had 20 points and 15 boards. We talked about smashing the over on boards for Mr. Anthony Davis. But I think, you know, the Lakers now, they square off to play the Nuggets in the first round. But the thing that I was really excited about, I am a Zion truther. I really enjoy Zion. I know he had a great year this year. Like, he flirted with an all NBA team. He really showed up, and we kind of all stopped talking about him after the in-season tournament, right? After the flop that was the in-season tournament game between the Pelicans and the Lakers, you know, everybody made fun of him, all of that stuff. He then turned around, played the most games in his career, I think, in a single season, and was dominant, especially down this stretch, was dominant. And then last night in a game that people are watching, that people are excited about, there's a high-pressure game. Zion goes for 40 points, 11 boards, 5 dimes. He had a steal and a block, only 3 turnovers, went 17 for 27 from the field, and then disappeared. He disappeared, stopped playing, left the game. So he has this weird finish around the rim, twinges like kind of goes like this. Looks like he's got a little pain in his leg or his midsection. It's kind of hard to tell. They called it leg soreness. Does not return to the game. I think this happened with like 7 minutes left in the game while the Pels were just storming. Like it was January 6th. They were storming the Lakers. And he doesn't come back in. But what was so weird is there was like no real conversation around this after the game. Like there was no like, oh, what is the injury? It just seems like he's gonna be fine for the next game. And I think it was hard not to go all tinfoil hatty. Were the Pels ducking the Nuggets? Did they take that terrible idea that was floating around the internet for the last 24 hours about how the Lakers should lose intentionally? I don't know. So, and yeah, the second thing I want to talk about, I got hurt a little bit on the underdog streets and in pick'ems because I thought Brandon Ingram's minutes were going to be stretched out a little bit. And you know what? So we either got poor information that he was not ready to have his minutes stretched out, or he didn't look great. Brandon Ingram did not have a solid game last night. Maybe it's rust. Maybe he's still hurt. He went 4 for 12 from the field. Of course, we took the line of over 4.5 assists, and he got stuck at 4. Only played 24 minutes. I can tell you, man, Ingram and CJ both rough nights. CJ 4 for 15 from the field, 1 for 9 from 3. CJ was really tough. But overall, I think what was wow, Snoop Loop just dropping some ducks into the chat. Overall, I think the Pels are obviously disappointed. You want to get into the playoffs right now. You don't want to have to do another play-in game. But I think what makes them so, such an interesting and like difficult team to project, they just have so many guys they can throw at you. So even with Zion out and Brandon Ingram out, they were competitive. I mean, they were coming back hard in the fourth with guys like Herb, Trey Murphy, Larry Nance, Jose Alvarado. I thought there was one weird sequence. I wish I could find the minute where it happened, but I think they went on a 9-2 run. Pels go on a 9-2 run, and then it was Willie Green who called timeout. I thought that was weird. Tesla said, interesting, must be a pretty big risk for re-injury not to see him in a tight fourth quarter. But I wonder if Willie Green was like, these are the guys that brought us back into the game, and Ingram has been detrimental to the squad, and they left him on the bench. I wonder if that's what happened. But it's either that or the injury is like it's worse than we thought. Boston Bay said you missed the part of the game. What was the key to the comeback? I think it was most of the it was that bench unit. And then the Lakers, I don't know what the fuck they were doing on defense too. They just kind of fell asleep defensively. I thought they were getting caught in transition a bunch. It seemed like they just I don't know. Maybe they were like, hey, well, hold on. We only prepared for Zion being here, Brandon Ingram being here, CJ out here. None of them are out here. What do we do? And it felt like it was just straight panic at the disco. At the New Orleans disco. Is the Pels keeping it close without those guys more indicative that the Lakers are bad? I wonder. I think it's really exciting to be like, holy shit, the Lakers against the Nuggets. Oh, nobody believes in the OKC Thunder. If Zion or Sabonis go against Chet's going to leave with an indented chest, right? I think we might realize after like 2 games in the first round that they're not nearly as good as these 1 and 2 seeds, which would make sense because they are 1 and 2 seeds, right? But anyways, I wanted to give LeBron a little love because I thought he was like pretty dominant at stretches considering he didn't have a good shooting night. And then Zion again, man, 40 and 11. It was just so disappointing that we did not get the finish from Zion. And now it leaves up a lot to question heading into this game. I mean, luckily they don't have to travel, and Sacramento has to go cross country from. Is that considered cross country? If you're only going whatever, anyways, the Kings are going to have to go to New Orleans to play that game. But I mean, obviously you're going to need Zion, I think, to advance. But let's move to the second game here. Bone. The Golden State Warriors lose this game 118-94. And whoo boy, I'm so tempted to just shit on the Warriors here, but let's real quick. Can we give some love? And by love, let's give some hate to Mike Zakarian, because this time almost 2 years ago, Sacramento Kings are on the clock with, was it the 3rd overall pick, the 4th overall pick? I think it was the 4-5 pick. And everybody was saying, hey, Jaden Ivey. That's the guy. That's the upside guy. That's who you need. They take Keegan Murray. Everybody laughs. Everybody laughs like classic Kings. I think we were on playback and John Boy Beats, who is a Kings fan, was on for it. Everybody makes fun of him. And now Keegan Murray showed up last night and for large stretches of the game was the best player on the court. He was awesome last night, knocking down a bunch of triples, picking up Steph, was playing some defense on Steph. Keegan Murray, who they also shut out the Kings. The Kings are very good at creating corny stuff like light the beam, but it still works. And then every time Keegan gets a bucket, I'm sure you've heard it. They have the announcers go Keegan, and then the whole arena goes Murray. That's great. That's just good work. All right. That's good work. They created a simple structure that everybody can get on board with right away, and it's fun. Keegan Murray last night goes 10 for 20 from the field. Eight of those 10 buckets were triples. 8 for 13. Finishes with 32 points, 9 boards, 2 steals, 3 turnovers. It was awesome. Keegan was great. And then again was playing like solid defense. And I think when we look at the Kings run last year against the Warriors, and listen, Sacramento can get bounced in this next game very easily. Even if they do win that game, I think they get smoked in the first round of the playoffs. But one of the ceiling stoppers last year for the Sacramento Kings was Keegan was a rookie and was not going to have like really hit that rookie wall, slowed down in the playoffs. Kevin Huerter kind of hit his limit of what he can do. And last night we saw guys like, and again, this was without Malik Monk. We see Keon Ellis play 38 minutes. And Keon Ellis was out there with 15 points, but more importantly, 3 steals and 3 blocks. And if you're able, because, Fox and Sabonis, defensive liabilities at best. But if you can throw Keon Ellis and Keegan Murray out there, and Keon's able to guard any guard they throw at you, and honestly, some of the smaller wings, while Keegan is able to switch off of wings to guards, it just changes, I think, the ceiling on them long term. Not this season, but the fact that Keon and Keegan are so young, I do think they still have to figure out how to use Sabonis defense. Because Sabonis really does provide some limitations what he does out there defensively. But Bone out there was 16 points, 12 boards, and 7 dimes. Fox with 24. But if I told you Sabonis only finished with 16 points, Fox only finished with 24 points, you're probably like, well, that's an L. That's an L. But the Kings went out there and did it. Harry Barnes had 17. And man, on the Warriors side of things, Steph looked tired. He looked sleepy, looked exhausted. Still fine shooting from the field, 8 for 16, 3 for 7 from the field from 3. Finished with 22 points. But man, Andrew Wiggins was just so disappointing. He only played 25 minutes. We're just a few years removed from this guy being the second best player in the NBA Finals and now being limited to 25 minutes. Klay Thompson, just rough game, man. And I know the internet is just going to dunk on Klay, and rightfully so, all day. This is sad. I don't like it. It's sad. The Klay stuff is sad. He was the most beloved athlete, just an incredible run before the injuries. Then has this 2 catastrophic leg injuries. Takes forever for him to come back. People buying Top Shots because Klay finally returns. And then it's just the vibe has changed. He was this carefree guy walking around New York, talking to New York One about scaffolding in the city, just a dude. Klay was just a dude on his boat, just a fun hang. And now it just feels sad. There's I don't know if I have it pulled up actually. Hold on, let me do this so it's not loud and screaming into my ear. But last night, as they leave the court, they just have Klay sitting there. Hold on, let me share screen so we can watch it together. Select the stream. All right, we're going to go over to NBA Central where I go for all my news, both sports and politics. Right? And they're almost making it seem like he's going to retire. I mean, he's obviously not going to retire. He's about to get paid again. But yeah, and Tesla, I totally agree with you. For the people on the podcast listeners are saying, if Klay went 4 for 10, would it have been a lot different? No, right? They got smoked. But I think God, when he goes 0 for 10 from the field, I was just talking about I feel it sucks. It sucks to watch because Klay was just he's a fun watch. So it just sucks to see it. But no, I mean, I think if you want to boil down this Warrior season, when Draymond missed those 21 games after he backhanded slapped Yusuf Nurkic, I believe they went 10-11. And I think when he played, they were 11 games over 500, and when he didn't play, I believe they were under 500. And if Draymond had his mind right, if Draymond was able to keep his shit together, I don't know. I think it would have been. It would have been different. I think it would have been different, and they wouldn't have been in the playing game. I don't know if they still had a ceiling of a championship team, but they wouldn't have put themselves in a single game elimination just to have some postseason energy. And this brings up so many questions heading into the offseason. We've already seen Joe Lacob have a ton. I think he was on the Tim Kamikawi podcast, the TK, I think it's called, basically being like, "Yeah, man, we've been in the luxury tax for a long time." And I don't know how long we're going to do that. And you look at you look at the rest of the West, right? Where the Denver Nuggets have this core together, they're going to be fine. Like they're at least going to be competitive for years to come. Kyrie's re-signed. Luka's still under contract. As long as you have they've got this Daniel Gafford, PJ Washington, Derek Lively, like they're going to still be around. OKC is just coming into their own now, and they have 14,000 draft picks in the next 4 years and a ton of cap space. You have Minnesota Timberwolves who are building around Ant-Man. They're going to have some decisions to make with Karl-Anthony Towns just because of their own financial situation. But, I mean, you're building around Ant and Rudy. You're going to be fine. You're going to be competitive for a while. Memphis is going to come back next year. All of these teams they're young and are going to continue to develop. And you're looking at what the Warriors are staring down the barrel of. They just re-signed Draymond. They have Steph. Obviously, Steph is still like a top 10 player in the league right now. And now you got to make a decision about Klay. And I know it's like, again, we're making fun of Klay a bunch, and Klay has looked rough and washed. He still shot 39% from three this year on 9 attempts. He averaged 18 points a game. I think Klay's still going to be there. I think they're going to sign him. And then maybe because of how he performed in the playoffs, they get a little bit of a deal from him. But I don't want to see Klay on another team. I think that would be a real bummer if Klay's on another team. So I don't know, but I just don't. It feels like what they're going to do is still have this core, maybe try to retool a little bit, but they don't have time to like rebuild in the draft. They don't even have their pick this year. That pick, which is going to be a lottery pick, is heading to Portland, I believe. So they're in a weird spot right now, and it's just going to be kind of weird where Steph probably has 2 or 3 more late prime years where he can hang in there and like compete at a high level. But I just don't know how you build around. I don't know. They seem like, wow, if they make it to the second round of the playoffs, that would be a huge win for them. Snoopaloop said, do they have CP3 next year? I think it's a team option, but that is where they're going to go to save money. It's not going to be Klay. I don't know who's trading for Draymond. Like, I don't think he's a tradable asset. So Chris Paul will be gone. He's gone. And the other thing too, Andrew Wiggins, like he's untradeable right now too. I think I read Zach Lowe's piece this morning that was on ESPN. And he was like, yeah, if they move Wiggins, they're going to have to attach assets to it because it's that type of contract. Which again, it's just kind of so crazy to think about like where they were a couple of years ago, where Wiggs was the second best player on this team. And now he's just kind of like useless. And I mean, to give the Warriors a little bit of credit too, Trace Jackson Davis, who was, I believe, a second round pick this year, a rookie, and Podziemski, the pod god, who was a non-lottery pick. And for both of them to be out there and like be meaningful guys, I think both of them will make all rookie teams. Not that you're like, ooh, congrats on second team all rookie. But Trace Jackson Davis, I missed what happened. He only played 10 minutes on it, and Looney only played 8 minutes. So they decided to play really small yesterday. But pod god played 24 off the bench. You still got Kuminga. But I don't know, man. I think the Warriors are just going to be like sniffing around the play-in. Because I don't even know, like, I'm sure we'll hear so much, especially if the Lakers get bounced in like 4 games against Denver again. You're going to hear like, well, maybe the Warriors start sniffing around LeBron again. But that's not going to happen. I don't know. Where does Bronny fall in the draft, says Boston Base? It'll be a desperate team in the second round who's like, hey, maybe if we get him, we'll get LeBron. But I'm sure somebody will draft him. But anyways, yeah, I don't know what the future holds for Golden State. It's kind of a bummer. I mean, it's more fun. So it's weird, twofold actually. It is more fun with Steph in the playoffs, but I did not want to watch this team in a playoff series. They're not fun. They're not a fun hang right now. They're not a fun hang. And I'm curious to see how much heat Draymond takes in the next few days, because they'll once we move on to the first round, they'll be done talking about the Warriors for until like the offseason, right? But for the next couple days, I don't think anyone's going to be talking too much about the Bulls Hawks tonight, right? So the next couple of days, I think there will be a lot of discourse around Golden State, and I'm curious how much heat Draymond takes. I'm wondering, because I mean, again, I don't think this team had the upside of like really making a playoff run, but they finished the season like 10-2, I think 10-2 down the stretch. When they've been all together, they've been solid, and Draymond is the reason they were in the play-in game. Like you can point directly to that. Sub 500 without Draymond. And most of it was because it wasn't because of injury. It was because he's a dickhead. But anyway, so there we go. So that leaves us with two matchups. We now know the Denver Nuggets are taking the Los Angeles Lakers here on the first. The 2-7 seed. I keep forgetting Denver's the 2-7 seed. Common Man's absolutely right. Draymond does need a generic white guy co-host. And Draymond, I am available. Even though I just said a bunch of negative stuff about you, I will walk that back. I'll eat horseshit on stream to win you back over if I have to. I'm available. I know my oversubscribers would appreciate that. We're looking for some sweet, sweet cash. We need a cash infusion, you know? But before we do Lakers and Nugs, we've got Sacramento Kings versus the New Orleans Pelicans. Hold on. Boston Bay says, have you guys seen the studio the guys have for study breaks? Would you ever convert your living room to something like that? Sorry, guys. I just dropped my AirPods. They fell out. Would I ever no, not in New York. I don't have enough space to do something like that. All right, I'm back. I don't have enough space to do anything. Oh, no. Both AirPods went flying? Oh, no. Down so bad. Because we go from here to the gym, guys. We can't have both AirPods out. Oh, no. This is good content. Good for the podcast listeners. I mean, at least you guys get to see me look for it. Podcast listeners like, man, what's going on, bro? All right. We'll have to find it later. Oh, devastating news. I haven't seen their studio. That's cool, though. I mean, I would like to have one, but I can't do it in here. I think if we ever move out of New York, it'd be easier to do something like that. But anyways, let me get another sip of this sweet, sweet coffee. All right, let's keep going. Let's assume Zion's good to go. Let's assume Zion is good to go. What do we think about this Kings Pelicans series? Who do you guys lean here? New Orleans will be home, although they showed a stat. Yes, was it yesterday before the game that the Pelicans are actually a much better road team than home team. But here we go. All right, I'm going to share the Shams. Hold on, let me select the stream. Let's go look. This is the Shams tweet around Zion. Pelican star Zion Williamson is believed to have suffered a left hamstring injury tonight versus the Lakers. Sources tell the Athletic and Stadium. Williamson had 40 and 11 and 5 before having to leave in the final minutes of crunch time. Test coming on Wednesday. Williamson walked out of the arena without a limp, per Will Gilroy from the Athletic. New Orleans has a single game. Okay, so they have till Friday. What is today? Today is what day is today? Today's Wednesday, so they still have a couple of days. Yeah, I don't know. Wait, do we not have any basketball on Thursday, or do they do one elimination game on Thursday, one on Friday? They can't do an elimination game tomorrow, right? Because they play today. You can't have it back-to-back. So no games on Thursday? Come on. Actually, that's pretty good. That's pretty good because now you can all get excited about the W show. For those that just another plug about the WNBA show that we're doing on Thursday. The two hosts from Let the Girls Play Pod are coming on, and what we're gonna do, since I am a Liberty fan, but I'm not really I don't have a wealth of knowledge on the W. Each week we're gonna bring on a different person who does have a wealth of knowledge. But for this specific one, For us W casuals, maybe you're like, oh, I don't know if I'm going to get involved. Maybe I will because of fast break. Maybe I will because of this, whatever. We're going to create some scenarios like if you are just being introduced to it and you want to pick a team, how do you go about picking a team? So we're gonna help select fan bases for people. So I think that's going to be a fun little gimmick if you were just trying to get involved for the first time. So that'll be on Thursday. That'll be fun. And that's going to be at 7 p.m. Also, one other thing, too, for you best ball freaks, Eric Beimfohr from Spike Week. I'm going on his show tomorrow at 2 as well. Yeah, they did just announce some. Yeah, it was Toronto, Nashville. Toronto, Nashville. They just listed South Miami, which I think is hilarious. They listed 4 cities, and one of them is South Miami. I was like, South Florida, excuse me. Not South Miami, South Florida. And Denver. Denver was the other one. Oh, so Philadelphia, Toronto, Denver, Nashville, and South Florida. Okay, so it's 5 spots. Yeah, Toronto makes the most sense to me, except the only issue they run into, well, not the only issue, but one of the issues that they run into is the W does not have the same level of income or revenue as the NBA, right? So they don't charter planes. I think it's actually against the rules for them to charter planes because it gives certain teams an advantage. Like the Liberty, I think a couple years ago were fined for doing so. So they would have to fly commercial internationally. And that is one of the caveats for Toronto. But Toronto, I think, would have Toronto and Denver, I feel like, have the 2 fan bases that are already built in. Nashville would be kind of fun. I do think like Nashville should have more. They have the Titans and the Predators, and that's it. Nashville would be fun. But yeah, expansion's going to be good. Expansion's going to be good because right now there's only 12 teams in the league. There's only 12. Yeah, I agree they should change that rule. I get it though. I mean, it's like chicken and egg. They need more money to come in there. They need more money in there. Yeah, I agree. Toronto makes the most sense fan base wise. Toronto, Nashville, Denver. I just have some real like fuck you Philly energy, you know? So I'm not rooting for them. All right, anyways, put it in the chat. Who do you guys have? Denver or Kings? Denver or Kings? Who are we taking? Put it in the chat. Type that shit in. Oh, not Denver or Kings. Jesus Christ. Pelicans. Sorry, we're just talking about Denver. Pelicans or Kings? Pelicans or Kings? All right, Boston base is going for the Pels. If Zion is back. What else? What else you guys have? Steve's is taking the Pels. Kings even with Zion. All right, Stan is stand on business. T-Man's taking the Pels. Yeah. Listen, Kings looked good. If they get another Keegan Murray game like that, they get a shot. But they're going to need Keegan and Keon, or the keys of the game. Crushed it. All right, let's talk about tonight. Stan, 1 to 10. 10 being the most confident. How confident are you feeling tonight? Because we get hashtag heat culture versus the Philadelphia 76ers. How are you feeling? I have absolutely no clue. 1000X? All right, dude, chill out, bro. I have no clue about this game. I have no feel whatsoever. I mean, I think the range of outcomes are nuts, right? We already know that Scary Terry Rozier has been ruled out, but they did get Kevin Love back. I was surprised about that. That injury in that last game of the season, I thought for sure Caleb Swiss was done. But Kevin Love is back. Duncan Robinson is also back. They've got Caleb Martin healthy too. So they should be relatively healthy without Terry Rozier, though. And then on the Sixers side of stuff, it's just kind of like, how healthy do you think Joel Embiid is? Because if he is healthy, I know Bam is like one of the best, if not the best one of the best defensive bigs in the league. You know, he should be able to slow down Embiid a little bit. But Stan said Heat -5 got taken off the board this morning. Wonder if there is an injury update. The Heat were favored by 5 points. Let me see what we got. Let me check the FanDuel Sportsbook right now. Let's see what we got here. It's so funny because I really do lean Philly. Sixers -5. Okay. I was gonna say I do lean Philly. I'm seeing Sixers 5.5 right now on the FanDuel Sportsbook, not a sponsor. But again, man, I think it's really hard to predict like what kind of Embiid you got. So like if Embiid is healthy and good to go, That elevates Maxi's play too, right? We've talked about that a bunch where Maxi continued like just accelerates even more. I think this is a good if Hero is on Maxi, I imagine they put him on like Lowry or somebody else. But if Hero is on Maxi, I mean Maxi is gonna light him up. Um, I don't know. I think I'm leaning Sixers in this one, which would set us up for Sixers, Knicks, and then most likely Heat and Celtics. Because the second game tonight, I like. Does anybody are people watching Hawks and Bulls? Like I'm gonna watch it because it's on, but like, what's our excitement level for Hawks and Bulls? I can't. I can't. I was like making the thumbnail for tonight's um playback, and it was real tough. It was real tough. I just was like, you know what, forget it. I'm just gonna put the Heat Sixers thumbnail on there. Hawks Bulls is a toss up. Yeah, I agree. I mean, like I feel like is it? Oh, that there you go, regulator. Is this Trey's last game as a Hawk? Yeah, I was seeing a couple of sources. Wait, yeah, it's too hot for these. I was seeing a couple of sources say reports yesterday about how it could be Trey's last game as a Hawk, as the Hawks might be interested in moving off of one of them. I think what the Hawks end up doing is like whichever one of Trae Young or DeJounte Murray has more trade value is going to be the one that moves. And I think the reason they didn't trade DeJounte Murray at the trade deadline is they thought they were going to get more for him. So now I think they'll wait and see if they get more for Trae Young. But yeah, we do need Trae to get over 33.5 points and assists. Spurs report that they're not into Trae. What about Chris Paul? Do you think Chris Paul should go to the Spurs? I'm going to be fascinated what the Spurs do in the offseason. I really am. Anyways, but that's tonight's action. I don't have a lot of thoughts on tonight's stuff. I really don't. I think it's a toss up between Heat and Sixers and Hawks and Bulls, but I'm more excited to watch Miami and Philly. As a Celtics fan, I don't think I really care. I think I'd almost lean playing the Heat over the Sixers because I don't really want to play Embiid in the first round. But again, we just have no idea how healthy Embiid is, you know? We just have no clue. No clue. All right, let's I want to remind you guys too. I know we've talked about it almost every single day, but if you are in the New York area, we've got the 89 Cavs show, which is going to be May 11th. And we don't know what game it'll be for the second round. I think by the time May 11th comes in around, we'll be in the second round of the NBA playoffs because they did announce the schedule for the NBA. But yeah, go grab tickets if you are in the New York area. We'd love to have you here. We're really looking forward to it. It's at that new venue that my wife actually is going to be running. So it should be a good time. So come through. The other thing I wanted to look at, I believe they announced at least the playoff schedule. I think that was announced it was announced yesterday, I think. Hold on, let me see. Let me go to their main page. I might have to go to Twitter to do it. I thought they just announced it. Yeah, schedule for playing first round. All right, here we go. Oh, wait, no. NBA schedule for playing first round. Here we go. All right, let me share screen here. We'll look at it. Wait, Boston Bay says today in history, the world's longest war ends. Okay, we're just talking about that. No war talking here this morning. All right, here we go. Let's go look at the schedule. So for the NBA, we already know the play-in, right? So the Western Conference, no, come on. First round, here we go. So Saturday. Hey, congrats to the Orlando Magic and the Cleveland Cavaliers because even though on the first day of the playoffs, they play all of the games on national television, I thought we might see Cavs and Magic on NBA TV, but not so fast. Game 1 is on ESPN, 1 p.m. Cavs and Magic. At 3:30, the second game of the day, we've got Suns and Wolves. And then the Knicks, who they are awaiting the winner of tonight's game. That will be Saturday at 6 p.m. 422. Smoke up, bros. And then the nightcap, 8:30 p.m. Nuggets and Lakers. And you know what the best part about this is? The last game starts at 8:30. I love that shit. So that's day 1. And then on Sunday. No graphic for Sunday? Come on, bro. I thought they had a graphic for Sunday. Sunday, we've got, I think they do have one. Hold on. I'm going to check the NBA PR. NBA Public Relations. I can't find it fast enough. But, oh, wait, here we go. Here we go. Let me share this screen. Oh, God, they did an annoying way. They did it in an annoying way. I apologize. Give me 1 second. All right, here we go. So the first game of the day, they get the Cavs Magic treatment is whoever the Celtics are playing. Whoever the Celtics are playing got that treatment. So the 1-8 starts Sunday at 1 p.m. at Tree Tarte. We've got Clippers and Dallas Mavericks, which I'm very excited about. I can tell you the Kawhi Leonard news is getting a little scary. They said his knee's still swole, hashtag swole. And then speaking of injuries, Pacers and Bucks, 7 p.m. Sunday night. And it seemed Giannis is definitely going to miss game one. It sounds like. I love that they were like breaking news. Like I was getting alerts everywhere. It's Giannis. Really, it really looks like he might not play. And then the last game of the night, you've got the West 8 seed, which is going to be the winner of the Pels and the Sabonis Kings will take on OKC. So that's going to be fun. Kawhi named to the Olympics, so injury must not be so serious. Yeah, I mean, or they're naming him, they're locking him in now, and then if he can't play, they'll take him out. It could be either of those. But yeah, hopefully Kawhi's good to go. I mean, I know Common Man doesn't think so. Top Shot Common Man says, I'm glad Mavs Clips game 3 will be a Friday night. That will be fun. That will be a fun one. All right. Will Mike Zakarian be buying rare redemption playoff packs? Absolutely not. No, I won't be. But go get some if you're into it. If that's what you're into, me and you in the nude. Flight of Concords, baby. Out of context, though. Probably weird. But I love the Flight of the Concords. I'm a big Flight of the Concords guy. All right. Anything else we want to do before we wrap? This is going to be a relatively small, shorter show. We're going to do, actually, you know what we'll do? We'll do an underdog draft, and then we'll start wrapping up. We'll go into the underdog streets. We'll do a best ball draft here, and then we'll get out of here. I'm not talking about, I hate baseball. Red Sox suck, bro. Oh, yeah, you guys want to let's do a pick'em instead. I got smoked in my pick'ems last night because my boy, Brandon Ingram, 4 assists. I needed 4.5, and he got the 4, which sucked because I had them paired up with D'Lo a bunch. I had him paired up with D'Lo over 5.5 assists, and he got like 6 or 7 in the first half. All right, let's start with Trey. Let's go back to our 33.5 points and assists. That's still on the board. We can do that. Sneeps, what do you like for the? It's not Sneeps. Excuse me. I mean Sneeps. You can tell me what you like too. But Stan, you got any hot takes? You got any hot heat takes for tonight for pick'ems? Man, what do you have? Anything besides Trey? 33.5 points and assists. I kind of like Capella's over points and rebounds, but their front court being a little dinged up is scary. We'll play off Jimmy. What's Jimmy's line? 23.5 points, 5.5 boards, 5.5 assists. Yeah, just take the over on points. All right, let's see if we can get one more in there. Yeah, Boston Base just shared in the chat Steve Kerr's comments. He also said he needs Chris Paul back too. Listen, what else is he going to say, right? Because there's only one person in history that would go up there and say something different, and that is Doc Rivers. He did that to Ben Simmons. So I'm not really I don't think you got to take that as face value. I do think Clay's going to come back, but it's Chris Paul, who he also said they need Chris Paul back, and I just don't see that happening. I do not see that happening. All right, we need one more here. Obviously not Scary Terry. What about Maxey assists? I got Tyler Hero at 18.5 points yesterday. That was fun. Kyle Lowry only 3.5 assists feels low too. I feel like he'll be relied on a little bit here in this playoff run, right? I feel like you can trust him a little bit. I kind of like Lowry assists. I also kind of like Maxey assists. Wow, yeah, that's off the board. We get that at 5.5 yesterday too. We can look at Atlanta. We get some more. 25.5 points, rebounds was the one that sticks out a little bit. Let's see if there's anything on the Chicago side. Chicago Bulls. Yeah, that's a great point, Stan. 10 or 0. You never know. I kind of like 4.5 assists for Kobe White. How do we feel about Kobe White? I feel like Kobe White's a baller. especially because we don't know if Io's playing yet. Let's do this. Trae Young, 33.5 points and assists. Jimmy Bucks, 23.5 points. Kobe White, 4.5 assists. 25 to win one. Fede, bang. Let's get some gold. We'll share this if you want. And then we'll see. Let's jump in underdog draft here quickly. We can do that, and then we'll wrap up after that. Man, I had so much Keegan Murray in last night's underdog stuff that you would think, wow, you must be cooking. And the problem we ran into is we also had a lot of Herb Jones. And Herb Jones was another pick 'em that killed us, man. Scored 7 points in the first half. 7 points in the first half, and then 3, and we needed him to get to 11, and he just didn't. IKB has been, yeah, they had a lot of growth where every single day for like a week or like 10 straight days, they were beating. I forget what does ATH stand for. Forget what that stands for, but they were breaking the amount of users and money put down every single day for like 10 straight days, and then the playoffs have. So I don't know. I don't know what happened the last couple of days, but it's been good. And yesterday they like doubled the amount of gold day airdrops. So even though I kind of got my teeth kicked in, that's good. That's good. Actually, you know what? If this takes too long to fill up, we might call it all-time high. Thank you, Snoopaloop. These have been filling up pretty quickly. I'm surprised this is taking this long. I guess people are at their job, you know. All right, we might just call it here. Let's just call it here. I was in the dance. I'm in the dance. Can Embiid get 31? I mean, he's done it before. I just really have no idea how healthy he is, you know? I really don't. Because like he was putting up big numbers, but also looked terrible, you know? And obviously the defensive intensity is going to be ratcheted up here a bit. Yeah, $10. Yeah, don't do it, Sneeps. You're good. Don't worry. Don't worry, Sneeps. That is quite a few Costco hot dogs. Hot dogs. I've done so many of these freaking drafts. Oh, the dog didn't even come to the ottoman today. I think it's because I already walked him this morning. Must be why. It must be why. Waiting for 2 more people still. And one more. All right, and 2. Wow, there's a lot of Disney song happening here. This is good. And just a reminder too, we'll be on playback all night tonight. All night long. Let's see what else we got. A lot of emails this morning, guys. All right, what's our pick? We got the 4th pick, which means probably SGA or Luka Magic. One of those two. Yeah, Bandy is saving his energy for 89 Cavs. No, but Tesla, you say that. But look at the Sneeps did not do the $10 one, you know? He didn't do it. Sneeps didn't do it. Paul, you hate the first pick? You don't want Jokic? I think the second pick is the worst pick. But yeah, I'm gonna give Sneeps credit because he knew his limits, and that's what this is all about. That's what it's all about. All right, we have the 4th pick. Again, I'm assuming it's Luka or SGA, though they've been trading. I kind of want SGA. I like OKC's path forward. Like, obviously, Luka's got the more upside, but the more challenging matchup in the first round. Yeah, you know what, Paul? It wasn't until this past week. So what I had been doing, all of my drafts, all of my Nuggets exposure is basically with the Knicks and the Magic. So I would go, like 2 weeks ago, you could go Jokic, Aaron Gordon, Michael Porter Jr., and Jamal Murray. You get 3 of those 4, and then you could get Jalen Brunson with your next pick. But now, because the Knicks have been cooking, that's changed. All right, wow, Tatum fell to 4. That's kind of crazy. We'll take Tatum here. Tatum fell to 4. I didn't realize these are 15-second picks. That makes sense now. But we might be able to get Jalen. I don't know if Porzingis will fall. No, Jaylen Brown goes 5. So this DM Raider is probably going to take Porzingis when it's his pick. I'm actually going to take Ant with my next pick, I think. Who? Oh, I see what you're saying, Steams. I got you. Been trying Jokic. You know what, Paul? You can actually get Jokic and Giannis in some drafts because people are really scared about this Giannis injury. I am gonna go Tatum, Anthony Edwards, and then I'm gonna hope Derek White. I'm gonna try to take Derek White or Drew Holiday with my pick after that. But the builds that I've been trying to do lately are 3 from one team and then a bunch of like 3, 2, 2, 2, 1. I think that equals 10. I'm gonna hope Derek White falls back to me. I don't think he will. Honestly, yeah, because you probably Paul can't get like 2 Celtics. Although maybe you could. You could go. I don't know. We'll see. Jamal Murray going 7 is kind of crazy. So he went Embiid Murray. Interesting. And that guy's pretty sharp. All right, Paul, let's see. Are we just double clicking Aaron Gordon, Michael Porter Jr.? Or you could go Gordon, Brunson, and that can start building your Knicks side if you want. Yeah, there you go. I like that, Paul. And because Michael Porter Jr. has been dropping a little bit, and even if you don't get him, you can get KCP a little bit later. But I like the Brunson pick because the Knicks are basically free. Outside of Brunson, you can get Hart in the 9th round. You can get OG in the 10th round, Hartenstein if you need to. That's pretty easy. Who does Twisted Fantasy start with? Who did he take? Oh, he took Derek White. Who was his other pick? SGA? Oh, no, that's fine. All right, we're going to take Drew Holiday here. So we start Ant, Holiday, Tatum. Yeah, you can't pick. Don't pick Randall, Paul. Randall's done for the year. Don't take Randall. You know what I might? I kind of want to take. I'm going to do something weird here. I'm going to take Kevin Durant. And what I'm going to do, I think I'm going to take Devin Booker with my next pick and just have an Ant-Man one-off here. I don't know. This is a little funky. Maybe that might have been a mistake. I go back and forth where sometimes I like having in the first round specifically, right? If you think Minnesota or Phoenix, whoever wins that series can win 2 series, but you also think it's going to be a close series, I like having 3 or 4 guys from that where like if it goes listen, I actually did this a lot last year with pairing up Fox and Sabonis with like Steph and another Warrior. That series goes 7 games, so I accumulate a ton of points in that first round, and then I'm also guaranteed to get 2 of those guys into the next round. So like I might take Booker here and then take Al Horford with my next pick if Al falls. Although fuck, Al might not fall. We might have. Who knows? Who knows what we did? You know. I see you, Sneeps. Let's see what Paul does. So Paul goes Brunson, Dame, Gordon, Jokic. There you go. You get some two nuggets there for you. KCP should be back on your way back, and then Chris Middleton. So there you go. There's your Bucks build. You know what I would do here too, Paul? I mean, you do whatever you want. I really like Bobby Portis for another pick, especially because like with this build, right? What if Milwaukee wins, but Giannis doesn't even play in the first round? Maybe Giannis's injury is worse than we think, and then you get basically Giannis's replacement level guy. All right. Oh, Al Horford off the board. Hate to see that. All right, we're gonna go Devin Booker here. And we're going to play this as the Suns win this game. So now what we need to do, I think what we'll try to do is pull up Hallie and Siakam. We want to get Nurk up there as well. And then Paolo. Although Paolo probably won't be there. You know what's kind of interesting too? I mean, you can get like Sabonis and Fox pretty late. You can also get Zion and Ingram pretty late, or Zion and anybody. Yeah, I think Zion is one of the more intriguing one-offs too. Oh, cool. My computer froze. Cool. All right, we're back. What is going on? My computer's freezing. Am I getting hacked? Sneeps, are you hacking me, bro? All right, we're back. All right, so we're back on the clock here. I do think, I mean, I could just take Cat if I wanted to. What the fuck? My computer's like. Oh. Sorry, guys. All right, I'm going to go take Halliburton here. And then I'm going to try to take Siakam with my next pick. All right, I think we're back now. Although my computer sounds loud right now. Yeah, so we're going to play this as an Ant-Man one-off with Booker, Booker, KD, and then hopefully Yusuf Nurkic. And then I think we're going to take Siakam with our next pick over Paolo. I think that's what we're going to do. All right, so Paul goes Brook Lopez over Bobby Portis. But Paul, I like the KCP grab. You got like a good build here. And now you can just grab a Nick here late. And then you'll have a couple paths forward with the Knicks, the Bucks, and then you just need Denver to go on a run. All right, we're going to take Siakam over Paolo. Wow, Fudd Taylor took Sabonis pretty early. I feel like you could have gotten that later. So I'm either going to, if Paolo somehow falls to me here with this next pick, I'll take Paolo again and then just hope Yusuf Nurkic is there late. But Paolo's off the board, so we'll probably just take Nurk here. So we got Ant-Man one-off, Drew and Tatum, Siakam and Hallie. Now we're going to have Booker, KD, and Yusuf Nurkic. Now what we can do here is we might take like Bam, which will probably fuck up anybody who took Jimmy Butler. But I kind of like a Bam one-off here. I don't even need a second. I could do Tyler Hero if I wanted. But I don't think I need to do that. And then Bam just gets me some big points here while we because like Yusuf Nurkic probably not a high scorer in the first round for bigs, so like any help that we can get there is useful. The other option is to get Miles Turner here, but I don't think I want to do that. I think I'll just stick with Yusuf and Bam. Scam out of bio. I kind of like this team though. Couple Celtics. We need the Suns to go on a run, but then we have a couple paths forward. I've been enjoying the Hallie Siakam pairings. I can also take Bradley Beal and make it 4 Suns, but I don't think I need 4. Although I might. If Beal's still there at the end, I will take him. Oh, Bam Adebayo off of the board. All right, we're just gonna take Bradley Beal, and then we'll just take whatever big we want here. Gafford would be fun. Bobby Portis is fine. Miles Turner is fine. Naz Reid, you know what? Maybe we do Naz Reid. Because then we guarantee a big into the second round. And that way, if the Sun... it's probably not the best move, actually. I don't really know. Maybe Miles Turner. Should I hit up? Yeah, you should, Luke. You should, Sneeps. Get your boy Luke, Mr. Cornett, on the board. If Luke Cornett comes on, I'll draft him. Let's see. How many points is he projecting? 29. 29 points. Not enough. Oh, he's timing out. Come on, bro. How many Lakers does he have? D'Lo? Just D'Lo? Okay, Miles Turner's here. So final squad here. Ant-Man, Drew, Booker, Hallie, Beal, Tatum, KD, Siakam, Yusuf, Nurkic, and Miles Turner. Paul here. Brunson, Dame, KCP, Giddey, Gordon, Middleton, OG, Jokic, Brook. I like it. And I'm going to try to guess your last pick. Josh Hart. You're going to take Josh Hart, get yourself another Nick. You could also go Hartenstein, but you probably don't need 3 bigs. Bobby Portis still available, but again, you probably don't need 3 bigs. Franz Wagner one-off? What are you doing here, Paul? Let's see what he does. Paul. Hard or poor? I'd go hard, I think. Up to you. What did you... Oh, my God, I can't even see it. What did you end up doing? Let's see. Paul took last pick. Josh Hart. There we go. Hell yeah. Hell yeah, baby. All right. That does it. We did a draft. We talked about last night's action. Reminder. Here we go. So we've got we're going to be playbacking all of the games tonight. All right. We've got 7 o'clock. The 89 Cavs are here to do some Heat Sixers. 9 o'clock. The Shot Tank boys are here for the Bulls Hawks game. Tomorrow we'll be back 9 a.m. for the NBA bit. And then we've got a WNBA show on our YouTube channel at 7 p.m. And then Friday we'll have a busy day as well because we'll have the NBA bit in the morning. We'll have So Rares live before lock. We'll have more. We'll have the doubleheader of the elimination games for those like 8-9 matchups or whatever the hell we're going to call it. So busy stuff all around. Appreciate everyone tuning in this morning. We'll see you tonight.